가슴에 무엇이라도 가진 나의 이유를 더 많은 나의 이름을 달래가 어떤 메리트여 끝날래 우랄라 난 너의 맘 같이 야가래.
National Tsinghua University Gate. Zhuxi was assigned to the regular class and was welcomed by everyone. I'm from the regular class, new students. Please follow me. I'll take you to meet some people. Zhuxi curled her lips. Okay, thank you. Don't worry about her. Let's keep waiting. The genius senior will definitely be here soon. Li Yuting brought Zhuxi into Tsinghua University. At Tsinghua University, Li Yuting took Zhuxi on a tour. You must be Zhuxi. My name is Li Yuting. Zhuxi curled her lips. Hello. I saw a lot of people gathered at the school gate just now. Is there something going on? Oh, one of the two most brilliant talents in our Tsinghua University in decades has been invited back to provide competition coaching. Everyone wants to see her first. 2. I know one, a genius girl, but who is the other one? You don't even know this, it's... Zhuxi walked in the corridor with Li Yuting. At this time, Ningxiner and a few female classmates blocked them. Are you Zhuxi? Ningxiner looked at Zhuxi with disdain. Zhuxi! I'm warning you, give up the engagement on your own initiative. Someone like you is not worthy of June. The female classmate next to her said. Sister Shin, there is no way she will give in. If I were Mr. Fan, how can she get married with such an ugly face? Mr. Fan? Zhuxi remembered that it was the playboy Fan Zhong whom she met at the airport. Li Yuting immediately protected Zhuxi. Ningxiner, do you know how to speak? Attacking others' weaknesses is the most tasteless thing. You loser from the ordinary class. Shut up! This is none of your business. At this time, Li Yuting and several male classmates rushed over. They protected the girls behind them and were angry with Ningxiner. The surrounding classmates stared at Ningxiner angrily. What, you want to hit someone? It turns out that poor students have no quality. I didn't realize that there are so many losers from the ordinary classes here. Ningxiner and the others laughed arrogantly. Are you sick? Say it again! Li Yuting was about to rush up and fight, but Zhuxi stopped her. Don't be impulsive. She took a step forward and looked at Ningxiner with a pair of clear eyes. You came to me just for a man? Yes, I'm warning you, Fan Jun is mine. Just quit if you know what's good for you. Zhuxi curled her lips. I don't know who Fan Jun is. If you want it, just pick it up quickly. Pick up? Ningxiner was stunned. At this time, Zhuxi winked and said, I just didn't expect students in the competition class to have such a unique hobby and like to pick up other people's trash. Aha! Zhuoming laughed loudly. I never expected that the people from the competition class would chase after us and pick up the unwanted rubbish. The world is diverse and we must respect its blessings. What do you know? Ningxiner and the others' faces changed drastically. They really didn't expect that this clown girl could be so eloquent. With just a few words, she leads the regular class to turn the tables and reverse the situation. At this time, a beautiful and pleasant voice sounded. Jinner, what are you guys talking about? Lu Yao is here. As soon as Lu Yao arrived, everyone's attention was immediately drawn to her. Here comes the school beauty, Lu. Ningxiner immediately gained confidence. Several people surrounded Lu Yao and said sarcastically, Yao Yao, you are finally here. This bitch is so sharp-tongued, I can't argue with her. Li Yuting held Zhuxi's slender arm. Oh no, why is it Lu Yao? This is trouble. Zhuxi, do you know who her fiancé is? Zhuxi said, Who? Who else could it be? The president of Fu Group, the #1 tycoon in Beijing, Mr. Fu Nancheng. Fu Nancheng? Hearing the name again, Zhuxi's heart moved slightly. Since he left that day, the two of them had no contact again. It turned out that the white moonlight in his heart was this Lu Yao. Zener, Sue's classmate, was just adopted from the countryside, so it's natural that she doesn't know. We should be considerate of her. That's right, we have good grades, good family background, good looks, and the best boyfriends. We should give way to these poor students. Yao Yao, let's go! Li Yuting was about to give Ningxiner the middle finger, but Zhuxi stopped her. They are coming for me. Don't get angry with them. I'll call home later to ask what's going on. Ningxiner pulled Lu Yao and jumped in anger. Yao Yao, I was so mad just now. She actually pretended not to know Ajun. What a scheming girl! Maybe it was true. After all, Mr. Fan didn't pick her up at the airport that day. Lu Yao didn't want to waste her time on some insignificant people. Zhuxi was no match for her at all, so she could only let Ning Siner play with her. Don't talk about it. What fairy did Ajun fall in love with that day? But he can't find anyone, so he will come back to me sooner or later. On the contrary, regarding the engagement, the elders of the Fan family are pressing me very hard, and I have no idea what to do now. Shinner, our aristocratic family, values dignity when it comes to marriage. Think about it, the Fan family is willing to marry now only because not many people have seen Suchi's face. Lu Yao hinted meaningfully. Ning Zinner's eyes lit up. You mean let everyone know that she's an ugly country girl? By then, for the sake of face, the entire imperial capital circle will not accept her. Nightclub. What do you mean by protecting customer privacy? You don't even give me airport surveillance. Do you know who I am? I don't care about privacy. If you can't find my little fairy, I'll make you suffer. Fanjun hasn't gone out to play for the past 2 days. His heart is completely on the little fairy, and he is having people frantically search for her whereabouts. But no matter how hard he looked, he couldn't find her. Where did the little fairy go? When he was worried, a group of young men from Beijing came to him and said excitedly, Mr. Fan, you are drinking alone here. We have been looking for you for a long time. Mr. Fan, your fiancé is already on the list of campus beauties at Tsinghua University. Why are you still so angry here? That's right, you are so mean. Some say that the adopted daughter of the Shen family is ugly. You spread the rumor yourself, right? Your fiancé is the only one on the campus beauty list who doesn't have a photo. I think you're jealous and don't let her upload it. What? Fanjun frowned. He didn't want to have anything to do with that clown girl. This clown girl actually dared to reveal her relationship with him and even called herself his fiancé. She was so shameless. You mean the adopted daughter of the Shen family? Her? Top 10 on the school beauty list? She also made it into the top 10 of Tsinghua University's campus beauties list? It must have made it into the top 10 of Tsinghua University's joke list. Yes. Isn't your fiancé called Zhuxi? Take us to meet her. I'm so curious. Fan Jun immediately stood up and took the keys of his sports car. Okay, since you guys want to see it so much, I'll take you to visit National Tsinghua University. No matter whether she is ugly or beautiful, she is not as pretty as my little fairy. This is a good opportunity for me to go find her and make it clear that there is no way I will marry her. National Tsinghua University Gate. As it happens, today is Friday, and all the local students in the capital will go home. If I wait here for a while, I will definitely see someone. It was the peak time after school, so naturally many classmates gathered around. Lu Yao had already left and had an appointment with Fu Nancheng in the evening to ease the relationship. However, Ning Siner had been waiting here, waiting to watch the show. Ning Siner, you came just in time. Do you know when Zhuxi will come out? Ning Siner smiled. It's you. What a coincidence. Zhuxi? She's right behind me. She'll be out soon. He took the bait. It was worth my money to hire a group of internet trolls to boost Zhuxi's ranking. This way, even if she makes a fool of herself, the Shen family can't blame me. Several young men in the Beijing circle immediately said, I can't wait any longer. Let me see what Mr. Fan's beautiful fiancé looks like. Ning Ziner and her classmates all laughed. Miss Ning, what are you laughing at? Ning Siner smiled and said, You have all been deceived. Zhuxi is not a beauty. She is so ugly that she has not even dared to take off her sunglasses since she entered school. Fanjun didn't like Zhuxi in the first place, and now that he heard that she spent money to brush the charts, he felt that she had character problems and was vain. Zhuxi's slender figure slowly came into everyone's sight. Zhuxi came in front of Ning Siner, her red lips curved into an arc. You're here! Are you talking about me? Everyone was shocked. The long scar on Zhuxi's face disappeared, revealing her small white face. Her palm-sized face was delicate and refined, and her clear eyes were captivating. Her ceiling-level beauty and divine appearance made everyone's pupils shrink and expand continuously. Ning Siner and the students in the regular class seemed to have stopped breathing. Is this still Zhuxi? Ning Siner was now sure that the person in front of her was Zhuxi. She asked in shock. Zhuxi, where is the scar on your face? Ning Sinner had a mouthful of blood stuck in her throat and was about to spurt out. That scar turned out to be fake. Zhuxi's bright eyes sparkled with a smile and she said sweetly, What scar? Where is the scar on my face? I didn't expect that someone would believe such a low-level rumor. It seems that the so-called genius class is nothing more than this. Looking at Zhuxi's deadly smile, Ning Sinner went crazy. It seemed that the eyes of those young men in the Beijing circle could not move away when they fell on Zhuxi. Oh my God, where did this beauty come from? The most shocked one was Fan Jun. His mouth was so wide open that an egg could fit in it. Little fairy, his little fairy. He didn't expect that the fairy he had been looking for was actually here. The adopted daughter of the Shen family turned out to be his little fairy. Who said that the adopted daughter of the Shen family is a clown? Rumors are harmful. From now on, we must all not believe in rumors, not make rumors, and not spread rumors. At this time, Fan Jun rushed over excitedly. Little fairy, I didn't expect you to be my fiancé. What a coincidence. What? Little fairy? Ning Sinner never thought that the little fairy who had bewitched Fan Jun was actually the adopted daughter of the Shen family, Zhuxi. Why Zhuxi? Sorry, I don't remember accepting any marriage proposal. I have something else to do, so I'll leave first. Zhuxi said goodbye to her classmates, then ran away. Her slender figure soon disappeared from everyone's sight. It's true! Little fairy, don't go! Fan Jun looked at the girl's clear, bright eyes, which were full of spirit and intelligence and were indescribably charming. Even though he was an old hand in romance, his handsome face turned red and he felt a little shy. Ning Sinner looked at Fan Jun aggrievedly. Jun! Fan Jun didn't even look at her, not even giving her a glance. His mind was on Zhuxi. Little fairy, don't leave me! Fan Jun chased after her. Jun, please stop. I am your girlfriend. Ning Sinner stamped her feet in anger. It was only Zhuxi's first day here, but she already attracted the entire Tsinghua University and the young men in Beijing to come and watch. She is so beautiful. I feel like I have seen a fairy descending from heaven. No wonder Fan Jun doesn't want to be with his girlfriends anymore. To be honest, Miss Su is much prettier than the one who always brags about being the most beautiful woman in the capital. Don't hurt us, but you are right. I would like to call Miss Su Suxian. Yes, Suxian is very suitable. From now on, I will be Suxian's #1 fan. Lu Yao came to Zhou Zhuang. She had no idea what was happening outside. She came to find Fu Nancheng. Fu Nancheng had a social event here tonight, so she came here on her own initiative. There were several CEOs in suits and leather shoes inside. Fu Nancheng looked at her with his handsome eyelids lowered. Why are you here? Lu Yao raised her beautiful face and said, I heard from them that you were here to meet your partners, so I came to see you. Miss Lu lowered her noble attitude and took the initiative to ask for peace with him, with a flattering smile on her face. This kind of opportunity is not suitable for you. You don't understand what is happening here. Mr. Fu, please stop saying that. Miss Lu is the most beautiful rose in the capital. We are all happy to see her sitting here without saying anything. Everyone, please stop listening to Nancheng's nonsense. I have been influenced by my father since I was a child. Although I am immature, I can still say a few words. Lu Yao sat down next to Fu Nancheng. A happy smile was on her face, and she enjoyed the feeling of being welcomed by others. Her life is like this, high and mighty. Miss Lu is indeed worthy of being Mr. Lu's daughter. Not only is she beautiful, but she is also intelligent. I heard that you are studying at National Tsinghua University now? Speaking of Tsinghua University, you have heard about it, right? Oh, Suxian, right? I have seen her photo. She is stunningly beautiful, a CEO said excitedly. Lu Yao was completely frozen. When did Zhuxi, the clown girl with a scar on her face, become Suxian? Did something happen that she didn't know about? Su-shan? The last name is Su. Fu Nancheng's handsome face remained calm, but his handsome eyebrows moved slightly, his thin lips curled up, and he asked casually, Suxian? Is that a nickname? What's her name? Oh, she is the adopted daughter brought back by the old lady of the Shen family. Her name is Zhuxi. Zhuxi! After these two words were spoken, Fu Nancheng paused. He couldn't remember how long he had been separated from Zhuxi. His memory still stayed at the time when they broke up at Yipinlan Villa. When he said it was over, she nodded so quietly and obediently and said okay to him with a smile. Hearing the name again now, he was a little dazed. It turned out that the person Fan Jun was infatuated with was her. She is really attractive to men. Only she can attract men in this way. I heard that the Shen and Fan families were going to marry, and young Master Fan was so obsessed with Suxian that he chased her everywhere. Fu Nancheng immediately contacted Secretary Song. He wanted to find out more about the situation. Check where Zhuxi is now immediately. Yes, is she in the imperial capital? Mr. Fu is interested. It's not good to think about others when your beautiful woman is by your side. Lu Yao curled her lips and said, Everyone, don't worry. Nancheng is devoted to me and won't have any thoughts about other women. Miss Lu and Mr. Fu are truly the perfect match in this circle. The men's topics all revolved around Zhuxi, and they were very excited. Fu Nancheng listened for a while, then got up and went out. Excuse me, you guys chat. I have something to do, so I have to leave for a while. Nancheng? In the corridor, Secretary Song came over and reported in a low voice. President, I found it. Miss Su did come to the imperial capital, became the adopted daughter of the Shen family, and enrolled in Tsinghua University. She actually came to the imperial capital. He hadn't expected her to come. What is she here for? Fu Nancheng wanted to smoke. He couldn't describe the feeling now. His throat was itchy, and he wanted to suppress it with the taste of nicotine. Don't think about that girl, don't touch her, and just live your life as usual. But when she came, it seemed different after all I had raised her. Arrange my schedule. I'm going to give a lecture at National Tsinghua University tomorrow. Lu Yao's eyes lit up. Nancheng is going to Tsinghua University? That's great. He must be here to support me. Lu Yao was immediately overjoyed. That was great. He is her fiancé, a genius professor VS, a talented girl from Tsinghua University. She is about to return to the spotlight again. As long as he is there, that woman is nothing. The next morning, side door of National Tsinghua University. A Rolls-Royce Phantom stopped at the gate of Tsinghua University. Fu Nancheng got out of the car and came to Tsinghua University to give a lecture. He wanted to keep a low profile, so he entered Tsinghua University through a side road. At this time, a female classmate's voice came from behind. Cici, you are here. Fu Nancheng paused and turned slowly. He saw Zhuxi in the crowd at a glance. Today, Zhuxi was wearing a school uniform, a white shirt and a pleated skirt inside, and a dark blue mid-length campus down jacket outside. She was walking towards them with a small school bag on her back. In fact, she was dressed very ordinary, no different from those female classmates, but she was different just like that. Her slender frame looks good in any clothes, and her fragile and pure face is eye-catching. She is still so beautiful. No wonder the young masters in the capital are so fascinated by her. After not seeing her for many days, she has cut her hair into sparse air bangs. She really looks like a schoolgirl, pure and fairy-like. Fu Nancheng felt that she became much more beautiful. Zhuxi walked to Li Yuting's side. I'm not late, am I? No, it's still early. We just went there in advance to grab a seat. There was a surprise in the multimedia classroom today. Surprise? What surprise? She really hasn't changed at all. Fu Nancheng looked at Zhuxi's pretty figure and suddenly remembered the time when they were together. At that time, he didn't like others seeing her face and wanted to monopolize her and make her his little canary. However, the two soon separated, and it was he who ended it. After it was over, she seemed to be living a very good life, with no scars left and she blossoming completely. Fu Nancheng curled his thin lips in an ambiguous manner, then entered Tsinghua University. Why does it always feel familiar? Li Yuting excitedly grabbed Zhuxi and said, What do you see, Zhuxi? Hurry up, or you won't be able to get a seat. So handsome. Is this the senior who is here to guide us? Originally, he said he was just coming back to teach the competition class, but for some reason it suddenly became an open class. Could it be that his girlfriend is in the regular class? Hush, don't talk nonsense. That person is already in a relationship and his girlfriend is not in the regular class. Soon the two of them arrived at the multimedia classroom. Zhuxi, come quickly, let's sit forward and admire the beauty of the talented senior from a close distance. Weren't you curious last time about who the other genius at Tsinghua University was? It was him! In fact, Zhuxi didn't know who the talented senior who was as famous as her was. On the one hand, there was a huge gap between them, and on the other hand, she had been in Tsinghua University for a very short time and didn't have the time to learn about these things. Zhuxi looked up and saw a familiar figure on the podium in front of her. It was Fu Nancheng? Another senior who came back to help, mentioned by Mr. Jiang, is Fu Nancheng. Why is it him? Next episode preview. Zhuxi felt like her waist was about to be broken by him and her stomach began to hurt. She kept crying out in pain or in her stomach, and Fu Nancheng thought of the happy times they had together in Yecheng. He lowered his voice and asked, "What's wrong with you? Does your stomach still hurt?" His arms loosened, not daring to hold her waist. He could only circle her, his big hands gently holding her soft waist to prevent her from breaking free from his arms. Fu Nancheng looked at her pale face. She was born weak, and now the area around her eyes was red, as if it was about to break. Her larynx was protruding and rolling. "I will take you to the hospital for a checkup." "No, I can't go to the hospital." She had stomach aches in Yecheng before. If they had not broken up, he would have taken her to the hospital for a physical examination. She and the child don't want him to care about them.